Welcome to Downey. Come on down. Let me show you around a little bit. Right this way through the arch. I want to tell you my story of how I come to be the caretaker of this very special place. This is what Downey used to look like when I first saw it. A sad little cemetery overgrown with brush and shrubs within a small fenced area in the middle of a cow pasture. Sorry, I don't have any better pictures. These are all I could come up with before I started clearing it. I cropped them from an aerial photo that was taken after we were first moved to our hill here. I got tired of waiting on the husband to help me, so I went out and bought myself a small chainsaw, taught myself how to use it, and cleared the cemetery myself. My little cemetery looked and felt much better, but still felt like it was missing something. Then I got the idea to add a labyrinth to Downey. So I started collecting rocks from around the area. And more rocks. And even more rocks. 2 torn up little trailers later, and I had even more rocks. Having a 4-wheeler allowed me to collect rocks, small and large. I was having trouble designing a labyrinth to fit within the confines of the fenced area. So I tore out the fence and found my spot. Next, I bought a large roll of landscaping fabric and spread it out on the garage floor, taped it together, and chalked out the design of the labyrinth on it. Now, I had to enlist the help of the husband, who borrowed a tractor from a friend and cleared the sod in my chosen spot. So now I was ready to start putting it together. I spread out the landscaping fabric and started placing rocks on the chalked outline to form the labyrinth path. Now I need some sand. So I went to a local quarry with my pickup. And I hauled some sand. A whole lot of sand, about 4 tons to be exact. I spread the sand out in the path of the labyrinth. This is what it looked like when I was done. The husband and I made the bench that's in the center from an oak tree that had fallen on the west side of the cemetery. Since the ground was still sloped a little bit, after the first few rains, a whole lot of my 4 tons of sand ended up down the hill. So we had to find a quarry that had chipped limestone to haul and mix with the sand to try to keep it in place. With all that done, I started looking at this empty corner and decided it would be the perfect place to build a pond. So I dug a hole and gathered more rocks. This was the end result. I added a solar-powered pump to create a fountain. If I was having visitors, I liked to add floating candles. But after 3 years of having the pond looking like this all the time, I decided to do something different. So I added some water plants. I bought a fountain from a friend and used my solar pump in it so I could still have the effect of the running water in my sanctuary. Now, after adding the labyrinth, I started getting some pretty interesting pictures. I would get occasional orbs or 2 in my pictures of Downey before the labyrinth. But I really started seeing the orbs afterwards, and even more orbs. Orbs weren't the only things I started seeing in my pictures. I would see these bright white orbs sometimes. And sometimes it appeared like I caught them when they were moving. I also got some bright white objects that seemed to have some shape to them, like fairies. And I'm not even sure I want to know what appeared in the path of the labyrinth when I was walking it in this picture. I would also get what appeared to be energy flowing in my pictures, like this one with energy flowing between St. Francis and the ground. And then there was the face in the cloud. Here, I'll circle it so you can see it even better. I don't know what to think of these kind of pictures. I like to call them orb curtains myself. Then there was the evening. I got this light streaks in some of my pictures. I took a couple of steps sideways and took another picture, and took another couple of steps and took another picture. And I didn't see until much later that it was in this last picture also. You can see it at the very bottom left corner. I was more interested in what was sitting on St. Francis's arm in that picture. Then there was this light streak in my picture. When I crop it, it looks like a translucent tube to me. Well, I've rambled on long enough. I'll shut up now and let you enjoy some of my favorite Downey pictures. Thanks.